Hello guys, hope you're all doing okay. Right, yep, as always, starting the stream not knowing what to say. Today we're going to be working pretty chill, to be honest. I mean, I'm starting quite late, it's almost, as you can see in the bottom right, like it's almost 9 o'clock. So I'll probably do 2 hours, I don't want to go to bed too late tonight, got work tomorrow. But yeah, so I'll probably just do some quite basic work, modeling fixes here or there, nothing too major, nothing that requires like pipeline worries, So the main thing that I'll work on, if I don't spend any time fixing up rooms, is the badge. So currently the badge is this wide line with literally just a word placeholder text modeled on, badly lined up, all that sort of shit. But I don't know if any of you will remember, but Ryan suggested in the chat a couple streams ago, like 5 streams ago, that the badge could be the little duck that I made, like the kind of meme duck thing that I made a little while ago. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to model that in. As a result, I asked Katie to do some concept art for me. She did it very, very quickly. So there's a disclaimer for her. I know she'll want me to add that. But we have this little guy. So I'm going to thicken up the lines a bit because like these really thin lines won't work for like this kind of print. But I'm basically just going to trace that today, model it in, and that will kind of do everything we need it to. But yeah, so I'm just going to model. I'll basically just trace this, do it in topo, and see where that takes us. I could do it as a projection, that'd be quite easy, but in fact maybe it's worth doing that first. But either way, in fact no, we'll model it in, fuck it, let's see how it goes. And then yeah, once we've got that done, I'll either fix up the eyebrows, because we've got some intersection issues, or I'll work on maybe the hands or something. Nothing too major. The hands need quite a lot of work. The topo's kind of stretched and stuff, so we need to relax the geometry a little bit, as well as fix the shape, because that shape's pretty bad. But yeah, everything's kind of there, we just need to spend a bit of time on it. But yeah, I think that's everything, so I guess I'm just going to get started. So we're going to trace over this guy. So first thing we need to do is create a plane, and I'm going to, we'll keep that flat in this axis, sure, why not? I'm just going to assign a temporary material to that, so add new material, go to blend, and then I'm going to set the color to be the image that's on my desktop, which is untitled artwork. And then let's turn that off and press 6. There we go. We're going to need to turn off the spec, but that's easy enough. There we go. So we're just going to trace that, basically. So I'm going to set that as a live object. Let's do that. And turn off the grid. Go into ortho. In fact, we can just hit a space. Ortho top. Select that plane. Cool. And then start drawing, I guess. So, come on, there we go. So I'm just going to go into quad draw and start tracing. So I'll put that onto the screen because we don't need it. Let's go to the modeling toolkit, quad draw, and we're just going to start placing points. And we'll see how long this takes. I have no idea. I mean, it's simple enough geometry, like, but let's just do some thick versions of it. We're just gonna like throw together geometry basically. Maya, please. Okay, place some points. that there. Again, we're not going to match the width, because we need it to be thicker than what it is there. Oh, come on. Why is the auto view so sensitive? Might need to... Right, then... There we go. Just move that move screen. Had to make this foot hollow, didn't you, Katie? Okay. There we go. Penguin. Bub. I do love internet speak sometimes. Sometimes. Let's go there. So we're going to need this to arch around. Something like that. Let's pinch it nice and tight. We don't really care too much about the topo of this guy. We just need to generally hold the shape. You're kind of a nightmare, aren't you? There we go. That'll do. I don't know why I keep zooming out so much. At some point I'm going to need to just do a regular modelling pass. I think once I've got all the topo in place I can do that. For some reason my mouse isn't letting go. Sorry, my Wacom isn't letting go. There we go. That is needed. Okay. It's the eyes and the other arm. So let's just do something nice and simple for this guy. Cool. That's all I want. Hey guys. SK, I think that's the first time I've seen your username in here. Welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, I forgot. Good news, guys. Foundry extended my licenses, so I won't have to be switching to Maya mid-project, which I very much appreciative for. Thank you, Foundry. So I got another year of Mari, Nuke, Katana, and all that jazz. Okay, just this one. So this is the one that I'm most nervous about in terms of shape. I'm guessing we can just do that. That's a very flowy shape, so this corner won't smooth the way I want it to. I could just like have an edge that travels like this one, doesn't matter too much, but I'll have to retopo this bit again. Okay, so let's pull all that in. Okay, so we're just going to kill that bit, pull all this in. And then do that. You continue this way. Oh, then you go weird as well, don't you? Okay. There we go. That'll smooth considerably better. In theory, we've now got everything. So let's see how that smooths. Beautiful. Actually kind of works. Okay, so let's just edit edge flow a few of these edges. Not like that though. Okay, weird. I guess we can use the space verts thing. Let's go to that. I need to make a scripts folder, so I'm not just grabbing things from my desktop all the time. In fact, we're going to need to it's worth doing, it's worth doing properly. Don't like that. Let's undo that one. What happens if we smooth this? That's a healthy number of polygons. We can like merge ones like this one. So if we can even just kill these ones entirely. Works well enough. Oh my god. Oh my god. Come on, please. Let's just remove some polygons here, because these are completely unnecessary. Already enough polygons there. Polygon uniformity isn't that important, huh? But still worth removing some if we don't need them. But that gives us some nice curves. So what we need to do now is turn that off. I can hide the zip generator. So let's just duplicate this guy. Going to move him up to the chest. Let's go. Where are you? Let's forget. There we go. Need to hide the other one temporarily. Okay, so we need to proxy that as close as we can anyway. Okay. So then grab in that order. Shrink grab. Vertex normals. That's the opposite of what I wanted. Okay, unhide the other one. When I smooth this guy, the other one should line up. Then we just extrude them. No, not smooth. Extrude. We have a badge. I'm actually really happy with that. That's kind of cool. Thank you, Katie, again for doing that. Beautiful. Stunning. Right, okay, let's go to the extrude settings because we do need to add some edges. We also kind of want to clean up some of this stuff. So let's remove things like that guy. Okay. And then, do we still have the extrude? No, we don't. Okay, keep on doing. Okay, add 3 divisions. Now I'm going to smooth it. Kind of holds its shape. Oh shit, when did that happen? Okay. Okay, so what we're calling this guy? Badge logo, was it? Badge logo, geo. Then we're just going to put... Is that a knife? Yep. Let me grab the render 1 sec. Oh, coat badge. So, on my ArtStation, there's a project which I did on live stream a while ago. I realized the other day that I didn't post the actual meme, like, because this isn't like my design, but I can't find the meme anymore. It's really annoying. I know I had it in my streams, like it is visible. But yeah, it's basically just this dude. I really didn't like this project. Like, I still don't. There's elements of it I really hate, but it does make for a really strong image. So there we go. That actually really works. Right, so that's done. Beautiful. So let's get this saved out. I'm gonna alt save my scene in general. Okay, then let's go into, select this guy. Cache, Alembic, export selection to Alembic. We do need to go to Katana. Scene graph is closed, so we can just flush caches. Modeling, publish, charm owner. Okay. So let's go into our viewer for a moment. Let's just get Mona's body in there too. It's gonna be great. Okay, so then hit render in this guy. See where it frames and then region render from there. I need to deselect that. I'll send that through to Katie. There we go. So let's just do this. And I might remodel elements of the actual base badge itself. Because it doesn't really feel right, the shape right now. Let's skip this song. Okay, so I feel like for this to really work, it either needs to be larger or the badge itself needs to be square. I'd like for that to work visually. I have a feeling I need to go on the side of it being larger. Let's add some context in there, shall we? Well, it kind of reads, actually. We don't want it to draw too much attention to itself. That might be okay. Problem is, like, all this empty space. Like, should I move it to the side? And then have some kind of text next to it? I'm not sure. Either way, works as a proof of concept. So let's check the normals pass. I was confused. Yeah, there we go. We have a badge. Stream finished. Right, fuck off. Bye. Right, okay. So next thing to work on. It's not worth doing textures or anything. I am going to work on this badge because it's nowhere near sharp enough. Again, like the ref is this guy, so it's not even close. So yeah, let's sharpen everything up a little bit. So back into Maya it is. Let's just util flush caches, and I'm going to go into here. I'm going to delete edges like these ones because they're not really doing anything for me. In fact, we need to keep those edges in actually temporarily. We're just going to way sharpen them up. So let's select all the edge loops we want to be super sharp. I'm going to kill these guys. Raise it. Stuff like that. Okay, so we're just going to bevel that. Have 2 segments. Going to bevel this guy in here. That reads better. Although, I kind of preferred it when it was super sharp. So let's just bevel that itself. That feels better. And then keep sharpening up the edge. So we're just going to do that. 2 more in each corner. And I'll delete edges that are unnecessary. We just want this to be really strongly held. And then delete... come on. Delete these ones, because they're unnecessary. Probably delete these ones too. Not that one. That one. Which is that one equivalent. Feels better to me. Okay. So modify free transformations. Have you ever done traditional sculpting? I have. They're on my Instagram, so let me go find. It's been a while, mind you, but let me find these. I have to scroll down a fair bit. I was in London last time I did some traditional sculpting. Yes, I did. These guys. 172 weeks ago. And we had to do some like cloth studies and stuff. It was a free class that we did. But these were fun. A lot of fun to actually try some real sculpting. Other than that, I've got I did some sculpting before that. Literally just a foot though. Like, just a foot. Wasn't very good, but again, it was nice to actually do some real sculpting. Making things planar in real life is a lot nicer, because you get all this like kind of really cool stroke effects, like all this anisotropy. So I like really over sculpted the planes, like with these weird broken knuckle things. Yeah, that was fun. Right, so let's get you exported. Cache, Alembic, export selection to Alembic. You have infinite polygons. Yeah, but the brush is really clumsy. Wondering if I want to bevel this to make it super sharp in render. Although it go all the way to there, so maybe not. Anyway, that's that done. So let's go back to the monitor. Do that. Whatever happened to that actually? There was a video game engine, well, I don't know if it was ever actually functional, but a video game engine, infinite polygons, or detail, infinite polygons. Where is he? Infinite detail, was it? Euclidean, yeah, there we go. So I don't know if this is the original video. One sec, let me. Yeah, this video is from like 12 years ago, and it explains why Crisis is like really low poly. But they, oh god, this is a really low quality re-upload. It's 480p, perfect. But it's basically just a really fancy instancing engine from 12 years ago, and I remember my mind like being completely fucking blown away by this. Because it had quote-unquote infinite polygons. It spends most of the time talking about other stuff, but this isn't the original upload though. Euclidean engine is the actual name of it. There we go, that's working. That works better as well actually, like visually. So I guess now we just need to work on the actual shading of it, right? Okay, monitor. Yes, it's way too glossy. And the coat's the heaviest thing about it, so what I might do is, let's go into our scene graph. Let's set, that's zips. Set U to be live, U to be info for all these. And materials, char materials, clothing, coat, badge, set that to be live. And then, yeah, go to our monitor. I'll let this render like a couple passes. And then I'll, once it's done a few passes, I'll start live rendering and do some actual dev on this thing. The edge isn't really sharp enough, but I don't care enough. It works well enough to do the task. Although I'm wondering if it's worth removing the edges and actually beveling. I'm not sure. So we're getting some quite weird spec. Cool, anyway, let's get into clothing materials. then we got, oh, that is the badge mat. Cool. I'll literally just like, do this pass so that the background is nice and clean. I also need to figure out how I'm going to do the edge of the zipper thing over here. But I need to add like seam lines and stuff, but I'm going to texture those, but I need to figure out how I'm going to do that. Right, I'll be doing it in Mari, I know that much, but like, what methodology am I going to be projecting maps? Am I going to be sculpting in Mari, basically? I'm not sure yet. Okay, that should be good enough. It's very high res, to be fair, we don't need it to be this high res. So let's do this. Then go back here. Live render this guy. Catalog. Throw this in the background. Okay. And back up to here. So roughness needs to go way up. Iowa. Not sure actually. Base. Let's add some diffuse roughness too. Sheen. Yeah, it's too soft. It's not going to support what I have. I don't have subsurface in this, do I? Is that just lighting? It is, okay. Let's get some... What's happening with these guys? The weaves are working in one direction, but not the other. I need to resolve that at some point, because that'll be affecting the final look. But I could probably resolve that in this one too. Yeah, anyway. Okay, so let's go darker. We know we need that. Let's go 0.12. Or 0.1. Okay, that's all spec, is it? Oh, it is. Okay. HSV 0.15. The lighting is so red. Let's go 0.2. We do need to get all that grain stuff in there as well, but I'm not too worried about that yet. Although it's fairly quick to do that. Yeah, let's do it. So it's going to go add a noise. Let's do a cell noise. Base color is 0.015, okay. So let's just go into this guy. Create a remap. Range. I always forget. I'm used to using remap in work. Range. And so this is going to go 0.01 to 0.02. Okay. Throw that into base color. Cell. Okay. Might change it to a Wally pattern. Probably not worth actually. No, let's keep it in cells then. Alligator noise could look quite cool actually. It's very small. Yeah, definitely need to sharpen up that edge. Okay, we'll do another pass on the model in a sec. Let's just set this down to like 40. Oh, 40 by 40 by 40. kind of works. What I'll do, I'll use the same noise. Let's do another range. Okay, what's my spec currently set to? We could do it in roughness actually. Roughness might work better. So 0.74, we can change that, but let's set this to 0.7 and not 0.5. And we'll just input that. Spec. You see what happens when I set this like a low number. It seems to be biased in one direction. Let's do... So I think that alligator doesn't really work. But the problem with cells is that cells doesn't have like a bevel, so you can't just throw it into bump. It just doesn't really work in bump. It works in disp, but not bump. So many times I can say bump in one sentence. I think that will work to some extent. Let's get the model updated. Let's kill that. Let's go to the viewer. Oh, sorry, scene graph. Util, flush caches. So let's go into here. Okay. So because I was silly and I didn't back up the model, I do need to actually do this properly now. But okay, we need to go to these as well. Damn it. Cool. Come on. Here we go. Nice and sharp. That should work. I'm okay with that. Okay. Let's try this one. Lambic, export selection to a lambic. Then what we'll have to do is just quickly UV this. Make a... I could duplicate the material and just do that, but I feel like having a low-res texture just to isolate this guy is probably better. Let's kill that. Cool. Back into the monitor. Then I'm going to reduce that range a bit. Might plug it into spec gain actually, rather than roughness. So 0.2 is the baseline. Yeah, I prefer cells. What happens if we add octaves to this? Set that back to 100. Bit too tight now, isn't it? Okay, is all this coming from the albedo or spec? No, spec's pretty calm. So the color's too varied right now. Let's go 1, 8, and 1, 2. Nope, 1, 8. Works for me. Cool. Let's get, yeah, let's duplicate the material for a moment. Or at least add another. Duplicate. Add 1, and then go to the material assign. We'll remove this later probably. I might have to break the material assign into separate nodes. Coat badge, let's duplicate this guy. Coat badge logo. Kind of missed the old spec actually. I know the ref doesn't have that amount of spec, but it is interesting visually. And then we'll debug the shader on the coat. I do still really want to change the coat to being the old material, but I'm fighting that urge just to kind of be, you know, give it a fair shake. Okay, so is this enough? Let's kill that for a moment. Go into the scene graph. There we go. I'm setting this to be a lot brighter. So I think I should break these into other materials too. Yeah, so 4 is definitely too much, but I expected that to be fair. Let's go 2. A little bit brighter, 2.4 maybe. There we go. It does feel a bit too sharp now. Anyway, next thing to move on to is the coat. So let's enable updates on the here, coat mat. There we go. Right, save our scene. I have to do cleanup at some point. Okay, so coat is up here, I believe. It's the shirt, leggings, coat. That's the disp. Thread twists. So what I need to find out is which part of this is breaking. So this rotate frame is going to be what's breaking, but it's a case of like by how much and why. So yeah, if we go into the bump normals, or just normals, I guess. Yeah, just, well, it's kind of working actually. But something's glitching over the top of it. Let's go into albedo. Yeah, something's broken. Does it not support this maybe? Let's set that to, so 45, 90, and then 135. Is that bad maths? 135. Visually, these should be identical. Okay, so that's not working. What if I set that to 45? Okay. So, 30? Huh. 44.5. Why is it doing it noise like that? Okay. Let's create a... Let's go minus 45. So that is where it's breaking. Just need to figure out why. We could always do 2 of these and merge them together. But yeah, let's see if that works. So, okay, if we're going to rotate frame. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so if I delete this and set this to 45. Okay, so that works. If I set this to negative 45. And that works, alright. So how about we just do this instead? Pass through. UV transform. Warp. UV transform. Weft. Okay. Then we're going to blend. Nope. Merge. Nope. Layer. There we go. So we're going to call this one yarn twists warp. Down to layer 1. We're going to do yarn twist weft. Okay. We need a mask. Can't remember which one's which, so we'll just plug either of them in. Doesn't really matter. Plug you in. Set the blend mode as well in a moment. Okay. And go to that blend mode. Okay, let's kill that. Did I not change one of these? Oh, yeah, they both set to the same. There we go. So that's that resolved. It's bumping the correct way. So we got there we go. Bit low res. It's a bit sharp. I feel like I need to blend it a little bit, like the actual map itself. Let's actually lower that bit. What was it set to before? Okay, let's increase that to like 3.5 and that to 1.5. Leave that to do its thing for a moment. Why is it still only rendering a section? Okay, let's try again. It confuses me that I never noticed this before. Looks like it's working to me. I'm very curious as to what's happening here. Like, is this just a side effect of... This bump being rotated shouldn't make a difference. It's normal being rotated that makes a difference. So I'm wondering, is this just a artifact of like the lighting direction? Because from a distance it looks fine. Okay, let's kill that. Viewer, zoom out a fair bit. Let's go to like the actual distance we'll be rendering. Something like that. See how it holds up. Yeah, I do kind of miss the old spec. I might add that back in a little bit. The amount of extra polygons in that one area. I can definitely optimize this a bit. God, yeah, that is way too tight, isn't that? Do I still have? I don't. There we go. Do I not have the poly bevel? Okay, I guess not. Bevel, there we go. So now, before we delete anything, history-wise, okay, it's struggling. Let's undo those. Why is that so small? Oh, it's there. Yeah, it's the thin areas are kind of killing it. Either way, that is a lot more relaxed. It's feasible now. So let's just go in, delete the history, add all this back in. Okay. Beautiful. Yeah, let's get a bit more spec on that guy. Oh, it's roughness that will change. Let's go down to like 0.6. And I'll keep it slightly higher on this guy, just to kind of keep a bit of variation. Let's go 0.7 on this one. Then render that. In fact, actually, kill the render. Scene graph, close, util, flush caches. Let's get our updated model in there. Cache, Alembic, export selection to Alembic. While we're at it, actually, let's remove this guy. Let's leave it then. Can't be bothered. Okay. Once we've done this, I'll jump into the groom scene, quickly update the eyebrow groom, see what's going on with that. And then I'll probably head off, because I want to do like a shorter stream today. There we go. Okay. So, what's the next thing to do? At some point we do have to start resolving the shoes, the symmetry of them. I'm trying to figure out like what the best way to do it is, because I kind of fucked up during the pipeline of this project, and so everything's kind of lost sync. So unless I manually sculpt the other side, it's always going to be very different. The UV, the topology is identical, but they're symmetrical. So if I merge it, we lose that. And the UVs are technically symmetrical, but mirrored. So it's not like a direct, like I can't just transfer by UV space, or I can't just transfer by topology space. It's kind of a strange one. Unless... if I transfer position from this to this, or vice versa, that would flip it, but it would be the right shape. And then I could mirror it back, take that into ZBrush from there. That could work. I mean, I'm not too happy with the shoes in general. Like, the topology is kind of all over the place. Like the density. You got denser polygons here than here. The bottom and this bit are okay match-wise, but this is too low res, but subdivision makes it too high res. This one has an excuse to be higher res. Not a great one, but it still has one. And then, yeah, I definitely fucked up on the clothing front. There's a lot of issues I have that I wouldn't have had to deal with otherwise. There we go. I'm also really excited to start actually texturing the clothing. I need to make a, oh, that's what I can do. Okay. Let's start making a, so let me just delete that guy. Ducky. Template. Geo. Hide that. Okay. So, I need to model a stitch. Just a single stitch. So let's create a plane. And I'm going to create a, I guess a curve? Yeah, a curve would be the best way to do this. So before I do that, I'm going to chamfer some verts. Subdivide this once. Push you down. Push you in. Cool. And then I kind of want to push this up a bit. Okay. Then let's create a curve CV. Works well enough. Has mine completely crashed? Barely did anything. There we go. Show. Okay. There we go. So sweep mesh is one of the new features, right? Is it in 2022? Is it 2023? Let me just quickly look for it. My sweep mesh. Polygon modeling. Yeah, it's not here yet. So I must have to change to 2023. But that would involve installing Arnold again to kind of keep the stuff in sync. I mean, technically I don't have to, but let's do some old techniques instead. So we've got a curve. I'm going to create a cylinder. No, I'm not. I'm going to create a cube. Or plane. No, cube will do. Cube. Smooth. Let's just do... In fact, let's see what the squareness does to it, actually. Cool. Modify free transformations. And delete history on it. Snap that. You're not snapping? Okay. Bring that up to here. I'll make it even smaller. Just do that. That. Alright, wrong thing. rotate it slightly so they're not all identical. Combine. Okay, I need to change my camera settings. Okay, we can make that a bit bigger. Modify, center pivot. Okay. And go mesh, extrude. Edit mesh. So it's curves, reverse direction. Mesh. Where is it? I always forget. I don't know why. Is it not going along the curve? Why is it not going along the curve? Let's try rebuilding it. Mesh, extrude. Do I need to enter face mode maybe? And do that. There we go. Okay. Where's twist? Or is it local? There we go. Let's go 480. Don't want any taper. Nope. Need more wines than that. Okay. So now let's go into that curve again. Keep it nice and flat. Okay. Then, in theory, that's good enough to work. So now let's assign a new material. And let's think for a moment. Let's do a surface shader. Okay. So then let's go into a orthographic camera. Top. I'm gonna hide all this stuff. I'm gonna hide this. I'm gonna hide that. Okay. Select the camera. Set to orthographic. Is width set to 1. Okay. So let's set AOVs. We want Z depth. Okay, probably use position actually. Yeah, let's use position. Okay. Let's do a test render with that. Okay. So new material. Surface shader. So now I need to set my resolution. Let's go 1K. Okay. So now when we go into our position, we have a depth, which is reaching 0. I'm not sure I like that. It does seem like it's offset. Oh wait, no, that's because it's going negative values over this way. Don't like that's going below 0. Perspective. It isn't at 0 though. Okay, let's try saving that. Desktop. Let's just do. Well, I need to get Nuke open. But let's do. God, what's the word I'm looking for right now? What is the word I'm looking for right now? Stitch. Stitch. Test. .exr. Sure, why not? In fact, I'm gonna multiplayer exr. Desktop. Okay. So go to my. In fact, probably it's better to drag it. Let's just load this. Okay, there it is. So let's do a shuffle. P. Okay, now let's grade that. Black point I want to keep where it is. Although it is tempting to go. So that's a -1. That's 0.5. That's 0.55. Okay, so let's set this to -0.2 and set white point to 0.2. Well, it's approaching 1 but isn't quite 1. Let's set this to none. Yeah, it's getting brighter. This is all 0.5, that's good. We're getting all this stuff around here. And then what we can do is just look at that guy. And then shuffle. Grab you. Grab you. Keep that none. We want A. There we go. Do we want anything in the blue channel? Is there any information we could need? I don't think there is. Yeah, basically this map is what we will project, and it will give us a mask for the stitches, and it gives us the bump in one map, so I can project it in one go and then extract all the data I need in what do I call it? Extract all the data that I need in Katana. So it's always linked. I don't have to worry about matching up two lines. I think that works for me. So I'm going to save that out. So let's create a write node. And I go save that as TIFF, I guess. I'll put it in my asset library. I have a cloth maps thing somewhere. Where is it? Oh, ID bump also works. ID bump. Let's do cloth, stitch, then stitch 01, simple twist dot tiff. I'll get rid of that actually. Stitch 01 is fine. See if that's tiff. Oh, nope, 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 nope. Cool. So then let's read that in. So we actually do want to save it out as sRGB. That works. Cool. So we can start projecting that basically. But let's do a test. I'm just going to tile the fuck out of that on my mesh. We don't need to save this, it's simple enough scene. Yeah, that's fine. I guess this guy, we can group, delete the history on it, I guess. Although maybe not. Let's just keep that in there. Oh, I actually did delete the history. Sweet. I hope I never need that again. Let's delete the history on all that. Stitch, map, group. Cool. Then let's go into Katana, and I'm going to demonstrate how that works. So we need to yeah, that'll work. Okay, so let's go into clothing mats. We're gonna go to our coat. Cool. And all we're gonna do is create, where's our bump? Our bump is there. So we're gonna add another bump. Bump 2D, sure, why not? Plug you in there. You in there. We're going to create a new image node. File. I'm just going to grab that. So it's in asset library. It's an asset library, cloth table map, no. ID bump maps, cloth, stitch, raw, and then we're going to grab the green channel, stitch test. Probably need to do a UV transform, don't we? Let's grab that guy. Oh, no, we don't. -3 should be fine. Coordinates. Texture UVs. Scale 0.1, 0.1. Cool. And then I'm just going to create a layer at the end here. I'm assuming, yeah, cool. So let's just throw you in. Layer 1. Technically this should be a layer on its own, but we'll leave that. Base, call. We'll come back to this later. Stitch, call. Gonna throw you, and you on there. For the basic call, we're just gonna go 1, 0, 0, 1. Then grab the red channel from this guy. Once I got it in place, I'll explain what it's doing. Okay, and let's see if it's worked first. I have no idea if this will work. Hopefully it does. We'll be replacing this later with an actual painted map. Okay. So let's set. It's already set. Okay, so let's just go here. Live render. Back. Wait, did I spell it wrong? I did. That's gonna bother the hell out of me. I'm gonna rename that. Oh, that was fast, Jesus. Can't remember how to do these. let's create a flat. So it is working. Oh wait, yeah, because I'm an idiot. Okay, so let's just set this to 10 and 10. 30 and 30. So the reason it wasn't working is because this guy let's plug that into mix. So now if we go into our normals, it's in there. We may need to use it to filter out the other maps. Yeah, I think using it to filter the other map is probably going to be the way to go. So let's change our structure a little bit. We're going to keep that red. Let's remove this guy. But what we're going to do is blend these in. So layer, RGBA, input, and then I'll do some shader cleanup and then head off for the night. So we want green to go into the input and red to go into the mix. Fuck off. Red to go into the mix. Set this to overwrite, and then plug U into the bump map, and then plug U into there. That does mean we'll have to play about with the actual opacities in here, but that should be fine. Let's just see if that fixes the bump pass. Let's see how the bump looks. Oh, it's in displacement. Okay, so it's not a simple case of filtering that out. Oh wait, yeah, because it's all in displacement. Okay. Because I'm letting okay, let's undo all this. So we want to get rid of you. Bring this forward. Disconnect you. Then in here, I want to layer 5. Let's add red. Go to red. Stitches. Set U to plus. Then we'll have to make it nice and weak. I might have plugged in the wrong channel. Come to think of it. Can't remember what I just plugged in. Yeah, we did. Okay, plug in the green. There we go. See how that cleans up. The actual displacement isn't quite strong enough, but it doesn't matter that much. Yeah, I think that'll work. So we can just paint that in with the new Mari roller brush, which I'll probably do in the next stream. And we can just paint exactly where we want it. And because it's 2 channels, we always have them in sync. We can change the color at any moment and change the bump strength, and it will always match, which is what we want. And we can kind of use that wherever we need it. I can model some more. I can do some like double stitches and stuff, or like braided stitches, but that will do majoritively what we need. So now it's a case of figuring out resolution. Like, well, I need to do like an 8K map to get these to be sharp enough. I'm not sure. Because I'm not going to make a UV set just for stitches. That'd be a pointless waste of time. If I needed 3D geometry, which I don't, but if I did, I'd probably just do like a plane, insert it in from the clothing, and put the stitches on that, displace out. I'm wondering if I should make an ISO for the... Oh, I should. So maybe the blue channel can be a mask for the holes, although I could extract that from the bump. I think that could be quite good. So that'll give me a way to kind of like darken where they go in to enhance the feeling of depth. And let's do that. So let's kill this. Okay. So we got this guy. Let's shuffle. Hey Victoria, how you doing? Let's grab this guy. And we're going to grade this so that the white point is 0. In fact, no. Wait. Black point is 0. White point is minus 0.2. There we go. Let's go 0.1. Nope. That does need to be 0. Maybe 0.5? No, it needs to be 0. Okay. So then set you to like 0.1. And that just like highlights the hole. I can blur that out, which might help. Like extend it even, but I think for now that should work fine. So let's create another shuffle. Grab the A, RGBA, or RGB even, and any of these can go into blue. So blue is like cavity basically. It won't do much, but it'll just allow us to mask things out. Although I'm going to try to add a glow to this. See what that does. So what works better, this or that? I think that might work better for what we need. So now what we can do is go into layer 3, drag the blue channel into its mix. And just set the color to black, which it already was. And set this to overwrite. Is that doing anything? Cool character, very interesting to watch progress. Will you be doing like a pedestal environment for it in final renders? The plan is environment. I can show you what I'll be doing for it. So, where did I put the final? Yeah, so this is the environment the original concept was in. Obviously the designs and stuff have changed. I still need to add the patch, I just keep forgetting about that. And also do the backpack. This project's going to be a long one. But yeah, a few aspects of the design have changed, but overall this is the thing we're going to go for. Kind of having it in the supermarket, looking around. So it'll be quite fun to kind of do all the asset management stuff for all this, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, something's broken. Oh, displacement's working this time, but everything's inflated. Oh, yeah, okay. I need to do a range. Plug you in here. Take you, put you there. Set this to negative 0.5 and 0.5. Nope, 5. Specifically has to be 5. Then we'll do some super quick cleanup. I want to be done streaming by 11 so I can finish Dead Space. I'm on my 3rd playthrough at the moment. I've done an impossible mode playthrough with just the plasma cutter. So now I'm doing like the complete opposite. I'm on story mode difficulty and I'm using the foam finger and I'm just collecting everything. So we'll yeah, I kind of want to finish it because I've got one more like alternative ending thing to find, and then I can do the final mission. And I really want to get it done. There we go. There we go. That's looking quite well, actually. Go into that albedo. And it's got the little darker bit around it. Good, good, good. It's just getting through him. It's still inflating though, isn't it? It is. Does this need to be sRGB? I mean, obviously when I run it through Mari I can properly color manage it, but yeah, that should be correct. Right, kill this actually before it starts. Just start preview render. How do you decide which plugin for Groom to use on each project? So mainly I use Yeti. That's just because it's very easy to use on creatures and like, you know, clothing and stuff. It's very, very quick. But whenever I'm doing a digitable, like anything that requires an actual complex hairstyle, I quite like to use XGen. I just find it way easier to use on actual like complex grooms. So things like Mona, where she's got like all the pigtails and stuff and the things tied into her hair. This is not the sort of groom that I'd like to do in Yeti. It's just way too hard to control. Like partings and stuff in Yeti are unreasonably difficult. You can do them, but they're just nowhere near as easy. Why is this doing that? Let's go into Nuke. I'm going to output transform this to linear and just try rendering that. Okay, then so now the values are really weird and off, but let's just see if it works. If it does, fantastic. If not, yeah, so be it. Let's just see how this goes. So I probably need to do some kind of like ODT in Nuke itself. Color spaces is something that my knowledge is extremely basic, so I don't really know what I'm doing. It appears to have worked though. So weird. But either way, that appears to be working properly, so let's go into the catalog. Go to before that. Yeah, that's right now. That's working. Okay, so let's just tile that a lot more. See how it'd actually work. Let's go 60 by 60. And then that this is going to have to be pulled down quite a lot. Let's go 0.4. It's kind of interesting, actually. There's something very satisfying about this, not gonna lie. But yeah, I need to model in the elbow kind of cover things. These. Oh fuck! How am I gonna do those stitches? Oh, God fucking damn it, Katie. If we do this in texture, it's not difficult. I'd need to model this seam, which if I could do with the same setup I've currently got. I just need to model an X, basically. It's not too difficult. And when it comes to this guy, like the actual patch, I could quite easily do it in texture. If I make an ISO for it, displace it out, It's going to need quite a few auxiliary maps to get it to really look good, but it could work. The thing is with things like this is generally I would want to model it on top. Not for work, like for work that would just be overkill, but in my own stuff I'd like to model this, because if I do proper cloth sim, this would act as like a reinforcement, whereas if it's in textures, it can't really do that. Either way, working stitch test. Quite happy with that. So in the next stream, which will probably be... It'll either be Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure yet. I kind of want Saturday to be mostly a lazy day. Like, you know, I've got a dinner that I'm going to go to with some friends, but other than that, I kind of want it to be lazy and just sit, play video games, you know, vibe, basically. So maybe I'll stream that, but if I don't, I'll stream on Sunday. It's not a big deal. Yeah, so when I do that, I guess we'll get started on actually texturing the clothing, just to get a basic pass out. I'll try to do it as procedural as I can, just so that if we make any model changes, I'm not losing information, but I think this should be completely fine, to be honest. But yeah, so I guess that's it for now. We really need to work on this as well at some point, and this knot really bothers me a lot. But yeah, we'll get this all blocked out, ready to go. You know, do some basic maps, and then yeah, we'll see where to go from there. But in the meantime, thank you for coming by. And yeah, words and stuff. What are the words I'm looking for right now? Yeah, thank you for coming by. I'll stream again Saturday or Sunday. We'll continue clothing and make that really pop. Maybe even sculpt some memory folds and stuff. But in the meantime, hope you have a great night, and I'll see you in the next one, hopefully. Right. Bye, guys.